What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the Rob 007 channel coming to you from beautiful, stunning Venice Island today. Absolutely gorgeous day down at the beach, breathtaking. 5 out of 5, simply put. And the title of this episode, XRP Flip the Switch. When it happens, grown men will cry. Weekends who capitulate, or those who sold too early, will find it hard to relive their choice. Not financial advice. And it's everybody's in a different place, and then what works for you may be the best decision of your life. So, and thank you as always. We're only about 300 subs away from 6,000 subscribers. So exciting. Last episode got over 12,000 views. Thank you so much. And over 1,000 likes. Appreciate each and every one of you. But indeed, if you are new to this channel, if you would hit the subscribe button to subscribe, the bell for notification, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for on Monday, I'd slap it. We got the market in green, feeling good. And if you do Twitter, follow me at Rob XRP007 on Twitter. Love my XRP Twitter family. And a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. And grateful as always to have my XRP007 channel for the period of time I did, and we'll always carry that brand as we build back to our previous numbers that we had over there, 31,000. We will get there. Actually going to try to get there by the end of this year. So that's my goal. Actually to get to 32, to add another 1,000. So that's a big tall order. We're going to get there. And yes, don't forget about the fine folks at iTrust. They are now have moved into the #1 slot position for my favorite place to custody your XRP, because one, they have no custody fees, unbelievable, and two, their trading fees. Try 1%. Even when you're on Coinbase and all these other ones uphold, they will still end up being about 3% on their fees. They just do it kind of tricky. And yes, when you do sign up and get that account, you get a Benjamin Franklin signing bonus, a $100 sign up bonus. What's not to like about that? And also don't forget about the fine folks at Caleb and Brown as well. Also one of my favorite places to custody, in particular when we do hit the banana zone, when that's going to be, again, October is going to be Rocktober. I guarantee that there will be people locking in profits. So the exchanges probably have problems with them. So you might want front run, get your Cable and Brown open, put your sell orders already in, ready to go, making sure that they will get executed. Because I'd much rather sell and have that target hit and pay a fee than have it not hit at all. And they go, oh, we just didn't get the trade in. And last but not least, Kraken. Love Kraken for an exchange. That's where I get the tightest trades. You open up an account with them and do a $200 trade. They give you $75 to signing bonus. That's an instant 40% return for an ROI. And last but not least, to get an ROI on your XRP, OMG, so much stuff is happening on a daily basis. Email me your name and number and a good time to call you. I will get back to each and every one of you. And yes, beware of scammers in the comments as well. I will only do hearts and likes in the comments on YouTube, and also beware of scammers over on Twitter, imposters. Paul Barron says, for my quote of the day, he says, the adoption curve just went parabolic. What's he talking about? Axelar Network and their MXRP. Well, get this, their total loan to value is total value to loan, $22.8 million. Absolutely stunning. And yes, by the way, I actually broke down and bought another watch. I bought my sailing watch for the sailboat I don't own. Hurricane Milton did eat my last sailboat for lunch last October, but I tell you, the boat I'm going to replace her with, be still my beating heart. And the sailing channel is already set to go up on YouTube. It is Sailing Ripple, for those of you who do not know. Cannot wait to start that chapter of my life. But yes, yeah, moving on. A shout out to Karen, by the way, up in beautiful Mayaca City. And she sits on 123 beautiful acres up there. That's what dreams are made of. And she also sits on XRP. Enjoyed the chat yesterday, Karen. Truly did, and indeed. And also in the comments, Victoria Chavez, I like your name, says utility and regs put an end to the 4-year cycle. Well said, Victoria. I 100% concur with that. And also in the comments, Jan T6 says, I agree with $200 end of year and 589, that magical number, by, wait for it, April of 2026. That does kind of coincide with some of my targets right there. And also, but not last but least, in the comments, this is from ELA, I believe. It says, I think no one has any idea how high it can scale, talking about XRP. It says no one thought that Bitcoin could reach 100,000. They laughed at that idea when Bitcoin was trading at merely $1. And speaking of which, one of the craziest stories, I have some great, fantastic stories over the years. This one ranks up there. It's an XRP holder, which I will remain nameless for this purpose, and you'll understand why. Have you guys ever watched Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone? Great series up on Netflix. If you go back to the first season of that, where he actually enters the pot growing business out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, kind of get that in your mind. Well, guess what? This XRP holder happens to reside in Colorado, where marijuana is legal, and actually said he would have clients come over from, you guessed it, Tulsa, to acquire his product. And one showed up and said, look, I want to pay you for the marijuana in 32,000 Bitcoin. Not $32,000 worth in Bitcoin, 32,000 Bitcoin. Bitcoin at the time this XRP holder was doing such endeavors was only $1 a coin. Can it happen to XRP? Absolutely. Observation, by the way. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is something kind of just hit me just thinking about this space. Whether it's Brad Kimes, Extra VOD, or Rip Van Winkle, or Mickle Markets, or Alan with the Staple Crew, the list goes on and on. We all seem to have like one theme, and that is to help lift you up and educate you and help you, help you guys get along with, after having been in this space for a lot of us 4, 5, 6, 7 years. As I always like to say, I'm going to drag you guys over the finish line with me. So that's my take on it. So just to get as many guys, and it's such a blessing to be able to just kind of make a dent in somebody's universe. That's a complete blessing. Currently, we got Bitcoin trading at 114,065. It's up about 3%. Happy to see that on the 24-hour. XRP at $2.88. It's up about 2%. Nice volume on that too, by the way. And I think it saw a high of $2.92. We got the close on tomorrow night. We got the close for the month. It's going to be wild to see what we're going to get. Per Brewmaster Brent, shout out to you, Brent, said that we closed the end of August at $2.99. So can we close above $2.99? Well, time will tell. All right, so exciting. And also don't forget that a government shutdown is looming. That is also would begin tomorrow night at the stroke of midnight. And yes, it could very well happen. And just realize that could be the calm before the storm. Be prepared for anything. Not financial advice, like I say for myself. Personally, I always like hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Poolside Chad says, we will see an onslaught of XRP spot ETFs. Will be approved in October. Yes, October is going to be a Rocktober. And Whale Guru goes on to say, the biggest bull run ever, starting Monday. That's today. Yeah, is that today the start of the biggest bull run ever? Fireworks are going to fly, my friends. And also Ripple Van Winkle says, XRP about to disappear from exchanges. He says, real supply is vanishing behind the scenes, even in dark pools. And he goes on to say, it is a recipe. I love this. Put this in a quote of the day. It's a recipe for a violent price shock. What a beautiful description of that. And he says, and he does remind everybody when Bitcoin went from $1 to 100K. Breaking news. This is from Gary Cardone up on X. Says, talking about these new announcement about the Swift ODL platform using Lena. And yes, just keep in mind, for me, that's a nothing burger, but just keep in mind that that is also on a layer 2 asset, so does not hold a candle to the settlement mechanism in our XRP and XRP ledger. And also, I did see another take on this. I was trying to give credit where credit's due, just saying, well, what if Swift went to Ripple and tried to make a deal with Ripple, and Ripple said, no thanks, we're good. Same way that they told BlackRock, no thanks, we're good. Well, if that happened, is it because that Ripple kind of knew the chess move that instead of like being adopted by Swift, that they could replace Swift altogether? And then it makes me think about getting their bank license as well as their Fed master account license potentially at the end of this month. And could they become the new Federal Reserve 2.0? Comment down below. Do you want to know what you guys think? And from Jack the Rippler says, XRP will pump without warning. Kind of sounds like when you least expect it to me. Yep, and that's a fact, Jack. And also, did you know, this is really fascinating, this is from DAI yesterday, RLUSD now ranked number 90? That's really exciting. Just wait till it breaks the top 50. That's going to be a beautiful thing. And then eventually the top 10, that will happen. And then wait for it to overtake both USDT and USDC. Remember, both of those are not compliant with the new legislation that will be coming in. And it's not if, it's when on those things. Poolside Chad for a second bite of the apple says, the majority of XRP will be locked up in some fashion or another, whether it's just providing liquidity. And to me, that equals two words. Can you say Cambrian explosion? It's going to be like something we, again, I think we'll all actually kind of be literally like in shock. But it's not just how high it will actually be able to go. And for a little TA down by the beach, none other than eGrad Crypto says XRP, green ball, then blast to $17, $27, and $33. Those are his targets. And also from Jungle Inc. Had a great one up on X, says 3 huge things happened that are a game changer for XRP. One, he mentions both Flare with their getting DeFi with the FXXRP, and also Axelar with their MXRP. Both of those going and dipping their big toe into the DeFi world. And then he goes on to mention this one, this little company that we all kind of know. What's the name of them? Oh yeah, BlackRock, using the Build platform setting up on the XRP ledger. What a time to be alive and be an XRP holder. Kenny Wynn, shout out to you, Kenny, says ETFs any day approval thanks to the new SEC generic standards that they passed. And yeah, also on that note today, they actually told all the previous ones that filed their ETF, I think it's a Form 19B or something like that, they said you need to remove that because then you're going to come underneath this new standard, which gets approval quite fast. So anyway, super exciting to see. Q4, yes, and don't forget, we'll be insane of this year. We will, we're absolutely going to discover the XRP banana zone. And then we're kind of looking at those couple of things. One with the spot ETFs, they could be approved any day now. Brewmaster Brent kind of points to, he thinks that October 16th, which is on a Thursday, would be a good date. And the first one that gets up for approval is October 18th. So maybe we get them all done on the 16th or sooner. And also keep in mind, there's the potential that we have the Clarity Act passed by the end of October. We'll see if that happens. We got a good month ahead of us and then a few days change in front of it. And last but not least, that bank Ripple bank license potentially by the end of October as well as their Fed master account. Really, again, a trifecta of major events. Those are the things we know about. What about the things we don't know about? That's what gets me truly excited in this space. Yeah, it really does. And again, that all kind of leads up to that other data, the ISO 222 full implementation. All the banks required to be on board by November 22nd. They ain't pushing it down the road or kicking that can down the road. And yes, and that happens to be 5 days before Thanksgiving. Will we have a turkey day with blessings like we have never seen before? Comment down below. Do want to know what you guys think. I think so. And worth repeating as we kind of wind out the best for last. I'll still kind of stay focused on prices as we move into Q3 and Q1. Again, per Daniel G, the G-Man up in beautiful Chattanooga, looking for an $8 to $16 by the end of October. I am keeping both my fingers crossed for that. So it may dip a little bit lower to 7 if it's lackluster, but I think we're going to see something robust. And also for me, I'm calling for a $20 XRP ETF. That is, it will be the new floor that we will build off and only go higher. My date for that latest is going to be December 1st for that $20 spot ETF XRP price. And still, you got to kind of look into and still a lot of fun just going into my end of the year. Got the bet for $100 by the end of the year, and yes, I upped the ante and said, look, I actually think with the IPO and the line of credit that we could push that number as high as $200 by the end of the year. And also my $500 per XRP, yep, no later than the end of Q1. That is March 31st of 2026. Will it happen? Comment down below. Indeed, if it does, we'll all need a bigger boat. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.